Also, the put up or shut up bout that is expected to come up on August 30 this month has been postponed or cancelled. Talking about Ghana's Strongest, the final season. We're continuing from the Inside Sports Show where we brought you, the two commissioners we've been speaking about the challenges and also the controversy about whether the winner indeed was the winner for the competition. On the 15th of September, our local league starts here, and the first round.
And the sun is in.
All right, welcome back to Newday right here on TV3, and it's time for some sports talk. Specifically today, we're talking about the industry of sports journalism, and what better way to do so than bring on our top sports journalists here at TV3 with Juliet and Joelle. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Doing
Juliet
great.
is looking fabulous, isn't
That,
she?
actually, that was my first point of call.
Is this a sports journalist
What we were
dress?
going to say is that this, the effort made by Juliet today is actually quite stupendous. Thank you very much. Thank you for making such an effort for the New Day team. We
Okay, no
appreciate it.
comment.
Yeah, no comment. You say
Joel was looking quite good himself too. We're not leaving you out. You're looking.
Joel, he was wearing a suit in the thing. Now he's wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, we have the Champions League today. That's why we're in this.
right.
Very true, actually. Yeah, you're gonna go watch it at the
Sure.
Yeah.
We have the outdoor viewing.
What team do you support?
I don't support anything.
You don't?
No, not for this game.
Okay.
It's Barcelona,
Yeah.
AC Milan, and I'm not in support of it.
All right.
Right.
But Joel, tell us what's happening in regards to the Champions League ever so quickly before we go into it.
Yesterday there were some matches, but the important one is that TV3 we showed the Wednesday matches. Today we're showing the game FC Barcelona against AC Milan. Yesterday there was some interesting matches. Juventus taking on Real Madrid. 2-2 that game ended in Turin. The first leg was quite an interesting one there. Real Madrid winning at home and coming back to draw in Turin. Yesterday the game was quite tough for the Juve side, but they managed to share the spoil. So let's see what happens today in the Champions League game that we're showing. So those in and around Osu, especially the Akwaje area, should just throng into the Akwaje Park and join us there for the outdoor view. We're going to actually show it on a giant screen, courtesy Cowbell, and then Kasaprekwa Beaters also will be there to support us. Good stuff for that Champions League fixture.
All right, well done.
So Joel, we're talking today about professionalism in journalism.
Sports journalism, the profession. As it is. Yeah.
So what kind of qualities or what criteria do you need to be a sports journalist? Apart from the obvious, the love of the sports, what kind of qualifications do you need?
Well, if you say qualifications, you're talking about schooling.
Yes.
Before one comes, obviously, you need to, acquire that. You need to get to that level. GIJ say if you want to be a journalist. Ghana Institute of Journalism.
So you must be a journalist.
You must be a journalist. You can report sports without you getting the, basic requirements of journalism, who a journalist should be. But your focus is sports. And one thing that I should say is that there's one thing that drives a passion or fuels it. If nothing is fueled, it cannot be driven. So even though you have the passion for sports, there are certain environments that can make you come out with what you're doing. And the professionalism in this industry, sports I should say, is a bit kind of adulterated. Growing up journalist here in Ghana, though I'm a latter-day journalist, sports journalist, I should put it that way, is a bit adulterated because anyone at all who knows one or two football players in Europe, can say he's a sports journalist, but they're doing football. Yeah, you understand.
Okay.
And so the way the trend is currently going is not really helping others to really identify what they want to do. Because when you're coming into this field, I think you should have you should know the reason why you're coming to do this. Is it to help alleviate certain things or to help promote something? Not that you're just a sports journalist from school, you come in because everyone. And today it's like anyone who at all who can mention 1-2 players and know the basic things about the game can go and give a commentary, then he's a sports journalist. No two ways about that with our sister radio stations and the free ones. They permit me to use that. But I think they should really also know how to educate the young ones who are coming up and want to be like them. Because anyone who sits back and wants to be like me, I think needs to go through a lot. Because 7 years in the industry, 4 years behind the scenes, and then just 3 years on screen. You should know that the 4 years, the kind of things that went into it.
it.
It was not just
a lot of challenges.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it.
I honestly thought that you just had to have a love of the sport. I didn't even know that you had to
Now,
go
check
to
this out,
GIJ and all of
Juliet, I mean, you doing the same thing, and this typically being
that. A male-dominated
exactly
industry,
where I was
right?
about to go. I mean, what are some of the challenges that you faced with it? Because I'm sure that even when you're talking about certain things, you still have the male chauvinistic, you know, portrayal happening towards you, where you're like, she's a girl, what does she know about you know, what does she know about sports?
First of all, one thing is you've got to have passion for what you do.
Yeah.
You've got to know exactly what your aims are in life and what you want to achieve. And for me, there's one thing I always say, that if you have passion for what you do, and two, you never take no for an answer, and always you have to persevere. It's difficult. It's been tough from 2006. It's been a very difficult journey, but you've got to know what you want in life and you pursue it. And saying, for me as a female now, you don't have to tell me you're a female. You have to let your work do the talking. People tell you, oh, you can't make it. Oh, she's in for, let me just use the right words. Oh, she's in for because of the footballers. She's in because the male are in there. But if you know what you stand for, if you know where you're going, and if your job is out there, your job does the talking. And there's little that maybe you can say. And now, I think throughout the years, that is one thing that has helped me. You just have to be tough. You have to believe in what you do.
Well, congratulations to you, I'd say that, and to all the other female pundits and sports commentators and journalists who are out there as well, because getting through that would be, you know, when people ask me about sports, I know about sports, basics, you know, like playing a lot of wrestling, but when it gets deep in it, I say, Charlie, don't ask me. Go and ask Nanaba, one of those girls, you know, they probably know a lot more than I do, and I've got no issues with saying that at all, so I'm really proud of you guys.
Okay, Juliet, we've got a video of you coming up, but just before that, I'd like to ask, did you always want to do this? Did you grow up wanting to be a sports journalist, or it was just something that you decided to do later in life?
You know, I was in Kumasi. I grew up in Kumasi. And my uncle, he works in the military, so he normally goes to the stadium almost every Sunday for big games like Kumasi, Santa Kotka and everything. I go with him after church every Sunday. I have to go and clean his boots, you know, at the offset mess in Kumasi, and just to get to the stadium, because I see that time I see Nanaba and some other people like presenting on there, and I go like, oh, Mom, I want to do this. Yeah. You know, it's kind of weird, but I want to do this. You hear them on radio, and you want to say something. You want to also do it. So every Sunday I go to the stadium, but it gets to Kotoko and Haas. They don't take me to the stadium. My uncle said, no, it's a big game. You can't go there. So from then I said, okay, I'll move to Accra, get to AUCC for my diploma, then get to maybe GIJ. That was the dream. I got to Accra. It was a bit challenging, but this is you get in there, and your first experience, you have to go for a 4-nation tournament. There was a Nations Cup coming in Ghana. You have to partake it. You have to report on it. It was a bit challenging, but it was an eye opener, because you get to see a lot of people, not just seeing them. You've got to make the best out of them when you see them, as in the managers and everything. You've got to think on your feet and ask them.
And get the exclusive story.
Get those things.
Try not to get starstruck as well, right?
Sometimes it happens.
You still get starstruck.
It happens. I remember I saw
how many
Spanish.
years?
You know, I saw Del Bosque in South Africa. That's Spanish current coach. And my colleague that I was with, he was like, I said, I want to talk to Del Bosque. He said, no, Chile, go talk to him. And you know, Capello was in there, but when Capello was coming, he was coming with a lot of security, and you can't get close to him. So I saw Del Bosque, no security, and I was a bit intimidated. I was like, no, go talk to him. I went to him, he opened up, I was like, oh, no problem. Nice. When do you want to have the interview? Wow. And I was surprised. So if you don't pursue it, if you don't keep knocking at the door, you'll never get there.
All right.
So we've got this clip of Juliet coming up. Let's take a look at it now.
Juliet in action.
The big game is on September 6th, and that's when the Black Stars come face to face with the Chipolopolo of Zambia in the 2014 World Cup qualifiers, and that is the road to Brazil for many of us who want to go to Brazil, it's very crucial that the Black Stars at least get a point in Kumasi at Bavaria Sports Stadium. And for going to 2 World Cups, definitely we want to make it a hat-trick and go to Brazil as well. And the man who will be masterminding all that tricks and all that tactics come that fateful day on Friday in Kumasi is no other than the head coach of the senior national team, the Black Stars.
All right, so that was Juliet there in full action. As you can see, she was at the top of her game as usual. We're going to focus on you for a second, Joel. I'm going to take you back in time, when you were a young man at Choice.
Yeah, Benny.
Yeah.
Oh, so you two know each other.
What's some of the, share some of the experiences, challenges you had when you were at Choice?
Before Choice FM, I had completed senior secondary school then. I had my first experience with Vibe FM before secondary school. We did sports at Vibe FM. Then the GFA was at the Accra Sports Stadium. I remember chasing Randy Abbey and the rest around just for scoops of interviews. Our show was just the personal development show. Blessed memories. Trua Ado France. She's late now. She brought us up on that show on Vibe FM every Saturday at 9 in the morning. Yeah. So that was how come I started growing up in the sport, radio with Dennis Mapuri. He was known as Dennis the Menace then.
I still call him Dennis the Menace. So he calls himself Campione. Yeah,
Campione. So we then I was doing it when I got to secondary school, Koforidua Sectech, and I was like, no, I can build on this more. I was in various disciplines. I was participating in various disciplines, even though I didn't do well in them. I wanted to know more about the various sports. So I did volleyball, basketball, played virtually all of them, but not into like playing it seriously. Just to get to know the basic movements and the rules and all whatnot of the game. But at Choice FM was quite tough. At Choice FM you could go on location alone without a vehicle. You'd be left to walk in the sun for a while, just come back with what you need. It's like you preparing a food. I mean, giving it to the consumer, because you need to go to the market, get the meal. Get the ingredients that is needed, because the consumer needs a good meal. You understand? And that is how come sometimes it drives me on. I need to feed the consumer with something very important that he or she needs. So if I come back and without nothing, I remember we call him Osompo. He was the head of sports there at Choice FM. He was like, "You feel the whole Ghana." That day he said that, I was like, how come I feel the whole Ghana? For what reason? It's like, no, I needed that story to go on air because someone needed to hear something about it, and you feel the whole Ghana. So then he kept me on my toes from Choice FM to TV3 to do my attachments.
Speaking of which, now we have a video of Joel here on his toes at TV3.
The put up or shut up bout that is expected to come up on August 30 this month has been postponed or cancelled. Talking about Ghana's Strongest, the final season. We're continuing from the Inside Sports Show. What we brought you, the 2 commissioners we've been speaking about the challenges and also the controversy about whether the winner indeed was the winner for the competition. On the 15th of September, our local league starts here, and the first round league defenders, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, will be taking on Ebianas.
And there you have it, TV3's very own Joel in action. And yes, I'll call him TV3's very own. All right, now you have a question quickly before we...
Yesterday we had a discussion in the studio about the lesser funded sports being relegated to the background with all the attention being on football. So do you guys as sports journalists also do same? Do you guys concentrate more on football, relegating the other ones to the background?
No, we don't. We here at TV3, we don't do that because Joel normally goes around. If it's hockey, he makes sure that whatever the activities are, we get to know about it. We get to report on it. When it's athletics, either me, Nana Kweku, Edia, we take it on, Jonathan Ponson. We follow the progress of every sport in the country, not necessarily football. Tennis, we do the same. Cricket, especially. Joe, he's traveled with them.
You play cricket in Ghana?
Yeah, he's traveled with them several times to South Africa.
You have a team?
Yeah. He's traveled with them several times to South Africa.
So I don't know about these
things. In Ghana, the most important thing is football and it's the Black Stars. But that doesn't mean we've neglected the other sports.
Okay.
We here at TV3
We've actually run out of time, but I want to get onto this ever so quickly. Football Black Stars. There are rumors which have been confirmed that Top Miller, the so-called, he's here. And we had the GFA here on Friday telling us that there were no discussions. They were definitely not talking to him. Quick response on that.
I think.
Is he here?
Just one
thing. Is it true?
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I'm hearing. We're trying to track him down, so we'll get. People should keep watching TV3 Sports.
Please track him down.
I've got some info as to where he is. So
yeah.
Okay, we'll follow you up.
I'll see if it
I'm
tallies
going
with
into
mine.
sports journalism.